I've sold and bought art before over the years, just other people's art. Not really a big art dealer or anything like that, but I've worked in that arena, and and I've also commissioned artwork, and I've had people commission me. So I just think, well, at least when I've been commissioned, I'd like to provide a quality of a final drawing. Um, and I've drawn usually for those commissions a lot, three times this size, twice to three times. So it'll be 2x to 3x this size. In a far, just a far better give people. It's just the bang for their buck. It's quality. Just quantity, quality. It's not quality. Let me rephrase that. Quantity does not equate quality. But but adding when it comes to this type of art, if you're going to just have a blank canvas, especially if it's 2 or 3 times this size, and you're not going to hold on, I'm going to try to sit down for this. Give the the client, I should say, great value, and make them feel as if they're getting a greater value for their money. They're not going to come back. They're not going to recommend you to anybody else. Your work's going to dry out. So just drawing a figure here and leaving all this blank space to me just seems pointless. What's the point of drawing? I mean, yeah, you could use the cover and just do and again, thank you for sticking around if you've been in the, watching the video this long. We're at 11 minutes. Well, thank you for bearing with my rant here on blank covers, blank sketch cover art. My do's and don'ts, my likes and dislikes. But if you're going to do this, just drawing a figure or a face, a torso, that's like a quarter of the page here. If you can see my finger moving here, it would be about here, or a square here, or just an oval. I've seen people draw a face or a quarter, or I should say a side profile. That's BS. You're gonna sell that to somebody for $300, $100, $200, $300, and a customer, whether it's a kid, teenager, 20-something, 60-something person, doesn't matter what age they are. They're your client, your customer. Give them value for their money. If not, I just think you're whistling Dixie. Needless to say, this is my first attempt. Gosh, I hope it comes out all right. I'm working on it. So here, let me go over cover some details. I'm going to itemize the fingers. This is just the first pass when I drew the figure in blue pencil. This is a non-repro Prismacolor Col Erase 244 blue. It works really well on these boards. I just realized that a while ago, and I'm like, ooh, I've got to get these pencils. So these stubby fingers are not going to be stubby for long. I'll go in and cover those, so I'll be able to itemize them like this. Right hand of Kal-El. And let me see if let me just do something here while we're together on video, on camera here. We're going to do that. Get rid of sometimes it's hard to you have to go several passes with the eraser to get rid of the old lines that you drew in there. I'm really so unhappy with this spacing that I did here. I got a little too exuberant, too happy. I wanted to make sure that I had a popping fist, a fist that pops out, Not quite Kirby style, but maybe I was thinking about more Kirby than Byrne. All right, let me see if I can actually. All right, hold on. My mistake was actually here in the knuckle. And drawing hands is always a work in progress. There's no perfect, in my opinion, hand. I did want to itemize the knuckle with a dimple here. But this knuckle has to be... that's where I made my mistake. See, it's the knuckle right... Yeah, it's my third finger. So... Yeah, alright, I think I can get this. If I can just erase these other lines. Bring that fist a little closer. So there has to be an arc here. So that's what I originally intended. You see that, right? So this is originally how I drew. The underlying armature of the hand is like this. You can see it. All right, so I just have to stick with it and stay on point. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. I now have to make this finger a little bit less thick. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're drawing a real hand. Hand. And then this fingernail was, but again, it was just a temporary drawing. It's just my initial underdrawing that I do. I haven't even curved the thumb yet to any degree. Now I'm doing it. And then you remember your thumb is always smaller at the top and bigger at the bottom, which I didn't itemize on this side with Jorel's hand, but I did it more so with Kal-El here. So I think, wait, almost there. Almost got it. Sometimes it takes several passes, and that's okay. All right, so you notice how this is a much better hand, right? My hand was out to here, twice its size, or almost it was actually like 1.5. It was almost an X2 of its size. We don't need an arm. Well, you can see it here by that's where I started from. Again, I had drawn this very quickly. Usually when I do that, I just throw the lines down and worry about getting the exact anatomy later, refine it in a later pass. You can tell that I did that even with his right knee and leg. It was supposed to be muscular, but never that short. And actually, it might be even a little bit longer. If I do the dimple here for the musculature, there. Now that looks a little bit more credible. All right, we're at 17 minutes here. Hopefully you've enjoyed your time here with me. Again, like I always stipulate on my videos, for anyone that's been coming to the channel before or those that might be new, these are how I do what I do. So I'm never quite feel like I'm anybody's teacher in particular. Maybe in a way I am teaching them. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out as I go along. This is a very new channel. And I'm just starting out. And I don't consider myself a teacher, but I do my artwork, and after being told long enough that I should pass it on, so to speak, and share what I know, what I've learned over 30 years of drawing and writing, let's get to it. So I did. There we go. You can see live and in living color how I do and render my figures. Yeah, this is way unnecessary. I had made that torso way too thick, and then this can actually just disappear. This is the advantage of working with pencil, folks. I mean, it just is. If this had been in ink, yes, I would have eaten the mistakes and lived with it. I know there's a lot of YouTube channels that talk about that. Draw straight from ink. Commit to whatever mistake you made. Yada yada yada. But no, that's not how I do what I do. Why? Because that's not what some drawings are meant to be. Some are just meant to be refined. Hold on a second. Let me use my pencil sharpener. It's right next to the camera tripod. Hold on a second. We're going to go into overdrive here with 20 minutes. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, that's wrong. Okay. Sometimes it's better if I just do a boxy body versus these round. I'm always fond of using there we go. We're going to have to open up that leg muscle here. This actually is going to go here anyways. Get ready for the inking stage. No one's going to ink this but me. You notice how I had a muscular person that, has this kind of body musculature. Doesn't have a waistline that looked like what I had before. That looks like it's sticking out, like there's flab there, and there's no flab. So I'm going to have to make it I'm already starting to design the inking stage at this point, because I'm the one who's going to ink it. as I have no one else to ink my stuff for me but me, and I'm an inker myself, so been doing inking for years. So I'm going to put the trunks in there anyways. I wasn't going to originally, but I think with so many lines, it'll look all right. It'll look kind of like classic soups with the trunks, even though that's not what Henry Cavill wore in the movie. But this isn't a likeness of Cavill, so be aware of that. There we go. Now I've got the musculature the way it should be. For this, you really have to start, not maybe all of you, but some of you that may be starting art, because I like this channel to cater to that as well. Folks that are just starting out in art. You study anatomy, render anatomy, over and over and over again. All right, that's looking a little bit more heroic. Hopefully some of you, if not all of you, agree. Sorry for the shake of the camera. Let me see if I can actually, we're at 21 minutes, folks. Thank you for sticking around this long. If you have stuck around this long to see this mini tutorial, that's already, again, 20 minutes long. I think we might have to chop the video down into 2 parts, as I always tend to do. Remember, some of these underlines that are here are not going to wind up in the final inked version, so don't worry about that. Hopefully it looks, palatable to you. There's a couple of things that I'm still going to refine, going to take care of. You'll all see it on the next one. I think by the time I do the next video, I will start the inking process. Actually, I might start the lettering first, let that dry, and then I'll ink the rest of the of this montage. If you've stuck around this long, I thank you profusely. Please leave a comment. Say hello, thumbs up on the video if you so enjoyed it, and if you're gonna leave a comment, hey, I think I've been hearing that the algo wants 7 words or more. So if you can, leave a comment, 7 words or more. If you can't, well, say hello, and leave it at that with the thumbs up. Do hit the thumbs up in the channel itself, Right Life Draw. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel for future updates and future uploads. And hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you all, as always, on the next one. Thank you.